The Battle of Berlin took place from April 20th to May 2nd, 1945, and it ended with the fall of Berlin to the Soviet Red Army, which took revenge for the suffering of the Soviet people since 1941. In April 1945, the Soviet Union assembled outside Berlin, one of the largest concentrations of military power ever seen. Within the city, already repeatedly pounded by Allied bombing, refugees and citizens were protected by a scratch force of stragglers and the remnants of shattered formations, supported by militia and units of the Hitler Youth, 1 battalion of which was sent into battle with an average age of 14. Yes, you heard that right, 14. Talk about child labor. The Soviet forces were led by 2 ambitious and ruthless marshals, Ivan Konev and Georgy Zhukov, who were competing for the glory of capturing the city of Berlin and Hitler himself. They were willing to accept enormous casualties and inflict colossal damage. Within 5 days, the 2 forces had linked up and encircled Berlin. Soviet artillery fired nearly 2 million shells during the final assault. All Berliners could do was cower in their cellars and hope that rumors of relief, or even that the Americans had joined forces with Germany to expel the Red Army, might be true. Spoiler alert, they were not. Within the city, there were few fixed defenses. The urban terrain offered some advantage to its defenders, especially because, in their hurry to advance, Red Army tanks went in without adequate infantry support. The Hitler Youth could, and often did, destroy Soviet tanks by ambushing them with Panzerfaust anti-tank rockets. Indeed, many defenders fought with suicidal courage. 3 of them, armed only with a machine gun, held off Soviet attacks on the Helensee Bridge for 2 days. However, the Soviets' firepower was overwhelming. A single shot from a sniper could be answered by artillery fire, or by Katyusha rockets, leveling the entire building from whence it came. The suspicion that a cellar might contain defenders would result in Soviet grenades being tossed in, with no regard for civilian lives. For German women, the greatest fear was rape, and Soviet soldiers committed this on a vast scale. Some estimates put the number of rapes at over 100,000 in Berlin alone. That's more than the population of some countries. In his bunker, in the center of the city, Adolf Hitler remained convinced that Berlin could be saved. He gave hopeless orders for armies that scarcely existed to break the siege. He also married his longtime mistress Eva Braun and then poisoned her and himself. He also ordered that their bodies be burned, so that they would not fall into the hands of the Soviets. Talk about a romantic gesture. The battle in the city continued until May 2, 1945. On that date, the commander of the Berlin defense area, General Helmut Weidling, surrendered to Lieutenant General Vasily Chukov, commander of the Soviet 8th Guards Army, a component of Marshal Georgy Zhukov's 1st Belarusian Front. The battle resulted in the surrender of the German army and the death of Hitler. It was a resounding victory for the Soviet Union and the Allies. The battle took its toll on both sides, however. Around 81,000 Soviet Union soldiers were killed and another 280,000 were wounded. Around 100,000 German soldiers were killed and 125,000 civilians dead. The city of Berlin was left in ruins, with most of its buildings destroyed or damaged. The Battle of Berlin was one of the most significant and decisive battles of World War II. It marked the end of the European theater of the war and the beginning of the Cold War. It also showed the horrors of war and the human cost of violence. It is a battle that should not be forgotten, but rather learned from, as we strive for a more peaceful and just world. Thank you for watching the Untold History channel. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.